back with another tutorial. So today we're going to be doing the 70s blowout trend that you guys have probably been seeing all over TikTok, all over social media. So this trend does work best on shorter hair or mid-length hair, but because our hair is on the longer side, we do need to take an extra few steps to make sure that we get that movement in our hair. So I'm going to show you guys today how I create this hairstyle. It's very, very easy. We're going to be blow drying it in. So as always, we're going to be starting with our hair freshly cleaned. It's shampooed, conditioned. My mask is in and out. So now we're going to go ahead and start with a styling product. I'm going to be going in with a mousse today. And if your hair doesn't hold style well in general, you always want to blow dry your hair starting with some kind of hold. And mousses work best for that. This is a strong hold mousse. It's one of my go-tos. And this is one of those extra steps that the long-haired girls have to take in order for this style to hold in our hair, especially if you have heavy, heavy, thick hair like mine. You need some kind of hold for this style or it's just gonna fall flat, okay? And you wanna be generous with it. And I'm not gonna put in as much mousse as I put in when I'm like curling my hair. This is just, you know, a pretty decent amount just to kind of cover everything lightly. We don't want our hair to get like too sticky or heavy. We just want the product dispersed just so it creates some kind of hold for us. All right, once our mousse is in there, you want to go ahead and now part your hair where you plan on kind of parting it. I'm going to go ahead and just go with my natural part, which is a little bit like off center. I'm not going to force anything today. And I'm going to grab my Dyson Supersonic as always. And we're going to go ahead and go with our wider nozzle, which is this one. And this one is the one I like to go in with just to get all of the initial like dampness out of my hair. So we're going to very quickly pre-style and get about 50% of the moisture completely out of our hair. As you're blow drying, make sure you're focusing on your roots because you want your scalp and your roots pretty much 100% dry, and then you want your mids and your ends about 50%. And we're basically gonna start round brushing our hair, and you wanna go with something that's a little bit smaller. I'm going in with about a 1-inch round. So now we're gonna go ahead and start sectioning off our hair. As always, when we're round brushing, I like to start from the bottom and work my way up. Just to keep things easier today, we're actually going to split our hair in 2 halves like this. So I'm just going to quickly section that away. All right, so now we're going to quickly grab our Dyson Supersonic and we're going to switch the nozzle. For our temperature, we have 3 heat settings and 3 air settings. You want to, for your pre-style, keep it on full blast, high heat, high air. For our styling, I like to turn the air temperature down low because the airflow on this is very, very intense. And I like to keep it a little bit either medium or low when I'm round brushing my hair because it helps me control my hair a little bit better. When I have it on full blast, my hair tends to fly all over the place and it gets kind of frustrating. So high heat and either medium or low air, depending on your texture of hair, okay? We're gonna grab the section. We're gonna grab our round brush and you see how it's like pretty much dry at the roots and then it gets damper towards the end. That's what you want. So you're gonna just kind of run your round brush through it, make sure there's no tangles, and then you're gonna go right at the root. You're gonna twist your round brush halfway. You're gonna kind of lock it in just to get some tension in there.
Starting at the top of the section, you wanna keep the nozzle of your blow dryer and your round brush parallel to one another, and they're gonna work together all the way down the hair shaft. Roll the round brush on the ends a few times and then just work your way back up.
All right, so once it's pretty much dry, we're gonna go ahead and cool the section, okay? And we're gonna do that by turning our blow dryer back on and pressing down the cool button right there. And we're gonna hold it down for 10 seconds. Once your hair heats and cools in the same exact position, that's when it's gonna set the best and it's gonna give you the most longevity. So we're gonna go ahead, turn it back on. We're just gonna blast it with cold air for 10 seconds. 10. All right, that feels really good. And we're gonna go ahead and let it go. And as tempted as you are to touch it, don't. Just leave it alone, okay? We're gonna just let it hang out. and not do anything to it. We're gonna do the same exact thing on this side. We're gonna go forward and the ends are gonna be going back. Okay, for this section, because I'm right-handed, I like to keep my strong hand with the round brush because it gives me more control, and then I'm gonna take my weaker hand with the blow dryer and I'm just gonna cross it over around, okay?
The reason I cross it over is because you always want the airflow going downwards towards the ends of your hair. If you go upwards, you're basically going against the grain and it's gonna make your hair really, really frizzy. So once you're done blow drying, again, you wanna give it a cool shot for 10 seconds.
All right, now that we're cooled down, we're gonna just I like to kind of twist it as I unravel. That way you're not like pulling it out and undoing all of your work. And then you're just gonna let that hang out, and all that hold right there where it almost looks like I went in with a curling iron and hairsprayed it, that's the mousse doing its job. So make sure you go in with the mousse to get that kind of clean, nice spiral finish. So I just finished another row, and as I'm finishing these sections, I'm just combining it with the previous sections and I'm giving them a twist back in the direction that I want it to flip. And I'm putting it behind my shoulders, okay? So now it's gonna continue to cool, it's gonna continue to set, and it's gonna kind of be out of my way while I take down newer sections. And these damp newer sections, we're gonna keep them in front of our shoulder so they don't ruin all of the work that we're doing. So again, I'm gonna take down another section, and I like to keep my blow dry sections about 2 inches tall and 2 inches wide. The rule of thumb is you usually want to keep it around the same diameter as your round brush. But because I've been blow drying my hair for so long, I can usually go a little bit larger with my sections. But for you guys at home, if you're more comfortable, just keep your sections around the same diameter as your round brush. At this point right here, when you're done cooling off your section, if you have super fine hair or just stubborn hair in general, you can give it a spritz of hairspray. I wouldn't go stronger than like a light hold, maybe a medium hold, but that'll help kind of hold your flips on the end in place if you need it. But for the most part, this style is pretty rock solid if you do it properly. And you can see we're getting that beautiful flip at the end. And now that it's styled, we're gonna get our previously styled hair from the whole right side. We're gonna combine this section with it, just kind of twist it together gently. We're not doing this with a hard hand, and we're just gonna flip it back and let it hang out and cool while we work on this side.
And again, we're keeping our nozzle and our round brush parallel to one another as we work our way down the hair shaft. And once you get to the end, you want to give it a spin a few times. And remember, always keep the airflow downwards towards the ends.
All right, so again, we're gonna grab all of our hair that we just styled in the back. We're gonna twist the sections together like so. And again, they're gonna go hang out in the back while we continue to take down sections. So I have kind of like a bit of a horseshoe situation happening, and I'm just gonna keep that going. And I like keeping the top section, I like saving that for last, especially like your bangs, because you kind of wanna take your time focusing on that area because it's pretty much the money shot. So we're gonna kind of save the best for last. So now within these sections that we just took down, you always wanna start at the back. That way when you're done blow drying this section, you can move it back and just keep moving forward with the newer sections. It's just easier, that way it doesn't get as messy or tangled or confusing. All right, so the section's done, and I'll show you why we stuck to the back first. So you see how this section's damp, this one is styled. Now we can just combine it in the back with our already styled hair and loop it around, twist it together, move it back, let it hang out, and now we can freely work on this section. So this is where you're gonna start to see the style come to life. Because these are a little bit shorter, they're around your face, these are the ones that are gonna basically give you an idea of what your hair is gonna look like at the end of this. When you're doing this and like little pieces fall out like that, just kind of stop, take a second, and just wrap them around the round brush, just like that. Just takes a second to do, and just keep wrapping. How beautiful that's looking. Just include it in the rest of the hair and have it hang out in the back. And now we can finally work on our last and final sections. And again, these are just gonna go boop, 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 back, 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 okay? All right, we're gonna work on our money shot now. And that's pretty much the entire bang area. And we're gonna go ahead and just blow dry it straight back. All right, well, I give that a couple of extra seconds to cool. I'm gonna bring forward all of my previously twisted hair. And we're gonna let all of that just kind of hang out in the front. Look how beautiful it's looking. Just wanna give this a couple extra seconds to cool because it's the most important piece. There we go. All right, woo! That looks amazing. So you guys can see we got tons of movement and volume in here. We definitely got our big 70s flip happening. So you guys can see whichever way it kind of falls, whether it's like more off to the center like that, or if it's off to either side, we're still getting tons of movement. And that's kind of the benefit of styling everything back away from your face, is that you can flip it in either direction and it'll still sit so beautifully. And because our section's cooled, we have the mousse in there, this is gonna last me all week very easily, all right? And the volume should sustain itself for the most part as well. So as always, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me some love in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!